Luc Bouchard with Solvac Life Coaching Services. I've been a certified life skills coach for 22 years, and I help men with their issues and what keeps them from moving forward and progressing in their life. Welcome. This is video 12 of the 72-day challenge. We're in the week 2, and the weekly theme is the male perspective. The daily focus is parental differences, and the topic is perception of risk and how men engage in a different parenting style than mothers. So, I'm going to talk about a psychologist's work, Dr. Kyle Pruitt, and his book called The Nurturing Father. And Dr. Pruitt is a leader in father involvement and the necessity of fathers being involved in children's life. I've had the honor of meeting him a couple of years ago when he was doing some training, and he's really has a great perspective, and I think a very important perspective. So Dr. Pruitt, if you happen to be hearing this, keep up the good work that you're doing. So in his book, The Nurturing Father, what Dr. Pruitt has found is that fathers use less toys than mothers do. They don't engage in as many teachable moments. They just allow their children to play. They're more likely to simply encourage their children. Fathers allow their children to get frustrated and during play and just allow them to go through that. They tend to stay back a little bit further and encourage children to solve their own problems. And finally, they allow their children a longer tether and a longer leash. I would suggest that this is due to a couple reasons. Men's socialization and how their brains are hardwired. And earlier in one of my video sessions, I talked about how men have a different tolerance of risk than women do. And this definitely comes into play when it's dads being involved with their kids. Because frankly, if men see the world differently than women do, then we have to understand it's a given that they're going to parent different. It's not right or wrong, it's different. So let's use an example of how they're getting things do differently in something as natural and as normal as kids climbing trees. What I've seen and what I hear parents talk about is about how high a father will allow a child to climb a tree versus a mother. And moms will allow their children to climb a tree about as far as they can reach and make sure that they're going to be able to hold on to the kids. Whereas fathers, including this father, engage in behavior like, is that all you got? Come on, you can go higher. Yeah, no, go higher. Yeah, no, you'll be fine. No, you'll be, I believe you can do it. Yeah, no, you're going to be good. And where fathers are coming from is that if the child should happen to fall, they'll be there. They'll catch them. They know they'll be, the safety net for their sons or daughters. And if by chance the child should happen to fall and hurt themselves, frankly, it's going to be a great teachable moment. And they'll learn, and they won't do it again, because that's what life is. It's about learning. So it's a different point of entry, and it's a different way we see the world than mothers. And I think fathers get a bad rap about being neglectful, or they're being not as hands-on, because mothers believe that fathers should parent like them, and I don't think they should. I don't think they necessarily have to. And why? Because children need both perspectives. They need that one perspective of a mother, and they need of how mothers parent, and they need the perspective of their fathers and how their dads parent. And both are equally important. Both are necessary for a healthy child. And dads, my message to you today is that your children need you to be involved. They need that other perspective, because what research has shown is that children have more trust in the world. They have better self-esteem, and they have better sense of themselves when they get both perspectives. And we are more than just sperm donors. We need to be in our children's lives, and it's necessary. And I will be talking about this on a lot, about the necessity of father involvement. It's not an option. We need to do it differently. We need to do it differently than how we were parented. Because as I mentioned, my father wasn't around. I didn't have a father as I was growing up. And our children need us. And our wives need us, and our partners need us to be there also. So our involvement is not just a good idea. It's necessary for our children to become healthy adults. And I hope you take that to heart, because it's important. 30 years of working with people, 10 years of working with children in residential treatment centers who their behaviors are so maladaptive, as we would call it, that they couldn't even be in foster homes. See a lot of children that didn't have father involvement. I know, and I have an opinion on this, and I'm going to share it. So, by the numbers, dads parent differently because they see the world differently. They allow their children to have a longer tether because they just think that that's okay. And it's not about being neglectful. It's just about go and do that and learn. And that's okay. And I think this is an example where we need to really celebrate our differences as parents. So, Luc Bouchard with Solve Act Life Coaching Services, where I've been a certified life skills coach for 22 years. And I specialize in men's issues, and I have a lot of expertise in childcare and family dynamics. And I'm so glad that you listened to my message today. And please send me an email if you have any questions. I would love to hear from you. And have a great day. Take care.